Hey, everybody. It is Stream Tuesday, and that means there is some new cards being revealed. And today is like an interesting day, because I know some people have been waiting for Lambros to come back, you know, because he is his bando material for people like Wirab. So yeah, he's been waiting for this. I've been kind of waiting for this, so let's see if Aqua Force is cool again, or they just become junk tier or whatever, right? So first, let's start off with a PR. It is Link Joker, surprisingly. Auto Vanguard circle when placed. Put a card from your hand onto the rearguard circle as a locked card and draw a card. Once per turn on the rearguard circle, counterblast one and unlock one of your locked cards. If you unlocked a card, you can soul charge one. So this is actually a very interesting card. It seems pretty good. You know, Link Joker, like, it has a great effect for Vanguard Circle when you ride it as a grade 1. And it's got a nice unlock effect that also replenishes your soul, which is one of the limitations in Standard is the soul. But where do you actually put this card in? That's the real question. Where do you put this card in? You could try and fit in Messiah, I guess. It's like when you use the new Messiah skill, you know, it requires a soul. This replenishes the soul. This unlocks that Vault code that you just got from the drop zone. So this seems pretty good. It's just we don't know if it's coming out in English or not. So good PR. Let's move on to the next card. They revealed Bermuda Triangle. It is Mermaid Idol Sedna. If you remember her, she used to be a vanilla 8K. Now she is just a grade 3 searcher. During your turn, if you have another unit in the same column as this unit gets 5K. It's actually a very easy power gain to accomplish. Means if you ride her, you know, as the Vanguard, easy like 20. Easy 18k, so you can slam pretty hard already, and just pretty much, yeah, the second effect is just your standard grade 3 searchers. Pretty cool. Apparently she's coming out as a box topper as well, so prices will be low. Next we have, move on to Aqua Force stuff now. So this is Kelpie Rider Nikki. Auto Vanguard circle when placed, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to one who surpasses the storm Thavas or Kelpie Rider Dennis from among them, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So this effect is pretty reminiscent of a lot of these specific name searches that kind of help you search specific names, especially with decks that run those grade 4s like Vanguard. And then the second effect is rest this unit and put a normal unit from your drop zone at the bottom of your deck and soul charge 1. So we know that Lambros is going to be a grade 4. Aqua Force is getting its grade 4. This is the first Excel clan to get grade 4s. This will probably just this is like built to put your Lambros back into the deck so you can continue fake striding it, right? So it seems okay. Helps you make your grade 3s, get your grade 2. Unfortunately, you don't really have a Nemain or a Bendy in this deck, so you can't really go ham, but I'm pretty sure they learned that they probably don't want to design cards like that, or maybe they haven't learned, you know, because they haven't gotten their QA testers yet. But anyway, moving on to the next one, we have Dennis. I think this was revealed before. Kelpie Rider Dennis. Rest another rear guard. Look at the top card of your deck and call it to rearguard circle. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once per turn. So hard once per turn. Just a free call, pretty much. Free call. Nothing much else to say. Pretty decent, right? You know, free call. Just free +1. All good. And then lastly, we see Thavas. One who surpasses the storm Thavas. Acts Vanguard circle, rearguard circle once per turn, cost rest a rearguard, choose up to one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So this is really good because it is basically a free retire in premium, right? Get damage denied, who cares? I'm popping your stuff. So it seems good, free retire. And then the second effect is at the beginning of your battle phase, if you have 3 or more of your rearguards arrest, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 grade 4 card, and write it as stand. Shuffle your deck, and that unit gets power 10k and drive +1 until the end of turn. At the end of this turn, retire that unit and write a grade 3 card from your soul as rest. So this ability is pretty interesting. So instead of striding in the main phase, you stride at the beginning of the battle phase. I don't know what significance it has, except for the fact that you don't have to discard a grade 3 card from your hand. You can discard any card, but you have like an additional requirement, which is like you need 3 rearguards that are rested before this effect will even go off. So that's kind of sucks. All right. Normally, if I generally just want to be able to strive for free. you know, or just be able to stride without more restriction, right? If you think of like GC, sure, it had like grade 3 restriction, but you can see it as like this is the premier striding deck, which is get absolutely outclassed by every single other deck that can fake stride, right? Luard, okay, it had a counterblast 3 restriction. That restriction is so crap. Like, it's not even a restriction. Alright, it's pretty much just written as like counterblast 0 every single time, right? Sure, it's like reminiscent of the G Luard, but did Thavas have this restriction where you needed like 3 rested rearguards in G? No. Like, with this kind of restriction, right, I'd expect your stride to actually be free, but you still have to discard a card. So that's like, that's not cool. That's not cool, right? This also means that you need ways to rest your stuff. So you need like 2 other cards to be able to pull off a 3 rest. Right? Like Thavas can rest itself. Well, not rest itself, but it can rest. It already has a built-in rest effect. But like Dennis, you need to rest another rearguard. And I think the Kelpie rider, not Dennis, it was Nicky, right? Needs to rest himself. So you might need more than 2 other cards to be able to rest 3. That's actually pretty annoying, you know? It just means extra cards in your hand that you need, an extra requirement, and you need to commit like cards onto the field. So yeah. So it's that Thavas, and now we have Lambros. Okay, so Lambros, grade 4, Marine General of Heavily Silk Lambros, right? Continuous hand. If you have a Vanguard with Thavas in its card name, this card gets grade -1. And auto on Vanguard Circle. When placed, choose any of your rear guards and stand them. And then the last effect is, when it attacks, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Choose a column, stand all of your rear guards in that column, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, those rear guards get power plus 5k until the end of turn. Okay, it's kind of okay, I guess. It seems kind of balanced. Old Lambros could like stood 2 cards. This kind of can stand 2 cards, but they have to be in the same column, which that's maybe they don't want to push Excel's multi-attacks too high, I guess. I mean, and like, okay, at least like the second effect is not gated behind grade 3. Only half of it is gated behind grade 3. But yeah, so that column gets plus 5k for each. Is like maybe plus 10. You can stand like an Excel Circle card as well. You just don't get to stand more than 1 card. So I guess you have 3 drive checks. The best scenario is you trigger a crit. You put a crit on something that restands. No, actually no, that doesn't work because this has to attack first and then you stand it. So it's already attacking. So that's I don't know what to think. Okay, so the one thing, right, that this card has translated from like G Aqua Force, because that's what they're trying to do, right? Is like, this really reminds me of the wave mechanic, you know? And you're gonna ask yourself, how does this remind you of the wave mechanic? Because, you know, wave in G Aqua Force is like this annoying restriction that they put on card effects that they don't really have to, because Aqua Force already had a formation thing going. But yeah, they have this extra restriction that just kind of annoys players. And Thavas is the same thing. You need to rest your own stuff. That's pretty much like wave. Like after wave 3, you get to free stride, and then this kind of just fixes the problem. So kind of like Oracle as well. Like yeah. So I don't know what to think. Like, I guess the good thing about this card is that, like, Thavas gives you 2 Excel circles a turn, so you can draw 2 cards from Excel too. But kind of Yasue already did that. Maybe the Maelstrom support is better. You know, Glory Maelstrom pretty good. But yeah, no, this seems kind of jank. That would be pretty interesting if they give like Glory, like Maelstrom, like a spear ride, like PvD, and then you splash it in this deck. Oh yeah, so overall, Lambros is not really that Lambroke, I don't think. The Thavas retired is okay, but like in premium for sure. But Lambros himself just feels. I know Weirab was telling me, he was just saying, oh good guy, dude, Thavas and Lambros, you know, they said in the description, linked attacks. This isn't even a linked attack, it's just a scuffed stride, you know? At least, like, Yasue is a linked attack. It's like, oh, Yasue, re-ride, boom. Boom diggity, right? So, but yeah, I know we give these cards a lot of crap before we fully test them. I mean, speaking of Yasue, we thought that deck would be just pretty jank, but turns out pretty good. When you have Elemental Hero Prisma in your deck, it makes everything better. But yeah, no, just judging these cards just by themselves in a vacuum, of course they look relatively meh. But you have to remember, Aqua Force, it's Coral Assault, this Tidal Assault, it has other assaults, you know, it has other good, it has Narissa's, it can draw cards, it's got Revan. I mean, maybe Revan's not relevant, but it has Maelstrom, maybe Maelstrom's not that relevant. We can, like, there's other cards that are available, so although we do give these cards a hard time, remember that there's a lot of other cards for Aqua Force, and that can make the whole deck better. So yeah, that's just how you have to be. You have to be heart. You have to be heart. We have to be more critical so we can get more hype about this. So yeah, this will definitely need more testing. I mean, maybe this card was like way more broken and they toned it down and that's why there's product delays. I don't know. Thanks for English Cardfight Vanguard Twitter again for releasing all the cool translations, and I think that will be it for today from me. Stay tuned. Maybe there's something on Friday, and then apparently next week they're releasing. Well, they're showing off a card, but I think it looks like an order card. So yeah, we'll check it out then. We'll keep in touch, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. All right, next video. Bye.